Why, hello there, guys, and welcome to Not Only Surviving but Thriving Living in Thailand. Listen, if you've clicked on this video, you are most likely thinking of moving to Thailand, wondering, is it a good idea, and am I going to succeed or am I going to fail? Well, I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. 90% of the people that I have met over the past 5 years that have tried living in Thailand have actually failed at it. Now, not everybody that fails ends up going back home. There are some people who are failing at living here that are still living here today, but their lives are absolutely miserable. And I'm going to tell you something. It seems to be that they're all making the exact same mistakes. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what I think are 5 of the top mistakes that people are making that are causing them to fail living in Thailand. And I know this is going to come as a shock to a lot of people, but it's not all about the girls. And believe it or not, this video is actually going to include some stuff for girls who move here that are trying to succeed living in Thailand, but they are failing as well for a couple of reasons that are slightly different than the guys. But at the end of the day, these are what I think are the top 5 reasons why people come to Thailand and fail living here. Without a doubt, the number 1 mistake that people make when moving to Thailand is they're not financially prepared. Listen, I know that there's thousands, if not millions of videos on YouTube talking about how cheap Thailand is, how affordable it is, how you can live here on $1,000 or less a month and have a fantastic life. Believe me, I'm totally culpable and guilty of having people make this mistake myself because I make these videos all the time. But please understand that I'm making these videos as a social media experiment, okay? I am financially stable. I don't have to live on $1,000 a month or less. I do it because I actually enjoy it. And quite honestly, I don't think I would get a better return on my investment if I spent more money because I think I have a fantastic life. However, a lot of people that are coming over here are not financially prepared to come over here. Now, I'm not talking about people who are backpacking through Thailand on an excursion or a vacation or trying to find themselves. I'm talking about people who are like 40 years old or older that are coming here to try and live their lives and make some type of life for themselves in Thailand, okay? Again, this is not about people that are coming here, just for 3 or 4 months at a time. This is people who are actually trying to live their lives in Thailand. If you are not financially secure and you are not financially prepared to live in Thailand, guys, you are going to fail, and there's no other way to put it. You are not going to succeed here if you cannot afford to live here. Now, I fully understand, again, I make videos all the time about how affordable it is, but quite honestly, the Thai government has some pretty bare basic minimum requirements for people that are living here. If you're on the retirement visa, which if you're 50 years old, I'm going to tell you something, you should definitely get the retirement visa. I'm going to cover that later on in the video, but basically what they're saying is you have to have about $1,800 US a month, okay? Now, personally, I think if you have that, it's fantastic. I don't think you need to spend that at all. Believe me, I rarely ever spend that much money a month here in Thailand, but it would make life 1,000 times easier, okay? Because it's hard to live here. There's going to be things that come up that you just weren't expecting, and you're going to be sitting there going, damn, this is a lot more expensive than I thought it was. A lot of people think that stuff in Thailand is really cheap because the exchange rate is so much different. You're getting so much baht for your dollars. But that's not true, guys. I'm going to tell you something. Yes, food is cheap, accommodations is cheap and stuff like this. But if you're going out to buy something like a cell phone or a computer, or it costs you the exact same amount of money here that it's going to cost you back in your home country, if not more. There's certain things like cars and trucks and stuff that are not domestically made. They're incredibly expensive here. That's why so many people drive motorbikes, okay? So you really need to be financially prepared to move here. And I'm going to tell you straight up, having a few $1,000s in the bank is not being financially prepared. Don't come to Thailand and think that you're going to be able to get a job to supplement your income, because I'm going to tell you something. It is next to impossible to get a job here. Most jobs are protected for the local people, and unless you are a highly skilled worker who is recruited by someone and they get a visa for you, etc., you're probably not going to get any type of employment here. Teaching is not easy unless you are fully qualified with university degrees, all the certifications and stuff. You're not going to be getting paid much of a salary. So guys, I'm going to tell you something. Make sure you are financially prepared before coming here. Now, I will cover this in a full-length video because I don't want to ramble on too much in this video. But believe me, when it comes to moving to Thailand, you want to make sure that you can financially afford it, because there's nothing worse than getting here and running out of money. I see it all of the time. I have people reach out to me every single week saying, Doc, can you lend me this? Can you lend me that? I promise I'll pay you back. Listen, I'm going to have to go back home. Can you help me with a ticket? Blah, blah, blah. I see it and hear it all the time, and it is so sad. And again, I'm going to tell you something. Like I said in the beginning of the video, 90% of the people that come here fail at living here. And it always comes down to the money. It really, truly, honestly does. So if you are not financially prepared, if you're not financially stable, if you are not smart with your money, don't even try to come here, guys, because you're going to end up going home with your tail between your legs. And worse, imagine this, having to reach out to your friends and your family, or worst case scenario, your ex-wife, asking them to buy you a ticket back home. Probably not the situation you want to find yourself in. Now, this I am definitely guilty of for several different reasons, okay? Learning basic Thai. So many people come here and they go to the tourist areas where, yes, there is a lot of English spoken, and that's how they live. They don't bother learning any of the local language. And I'm going to tell you something. This is one of those things that will cause a problem for you, okay? Look, again, financing. It always comes down to the money. If you can speak some of the local language, they're going to start giving you the local prices. One crazy thing about Thailand that I cannot stand is the fact that there is like this weird two-tier pricing system. There's a price for the locals and there's a price for the Farangs, the expats, the foreigners. And I'll be honest with you, that really pisses me off. I can't stand it. So I have learned over the years I have very basic Thai, okay? The reason for that is I'm also learning Mandarin, and I'm now going to try and learn Spanish. So I haven't put a lot of effort into my Thai. I'm guilty of it too, because I live where, English is spoken by pretty much everybody. You should learn basic Thai. And I'm going to tell you something. It's so easy to learn. You can go on TikTok, Instagram. Guys, listen, some of the girls that are teaching English on there for free are absolutely gorgeous. So it's a double win-win, because you're looking at a beautiful girl, you're learning Thai at the same time, plus you're going to save some money, and it's going to help you get along in wherever you're living here in Thailand a whole lot better. There's nothing like being able to walk down the street, and when the street vendors or the tuk-tuk guys start hassling you and bothering you, for you to be able to reply to them in their language, and then they realize, oh, okay, I'm not going to bother this guy at all. Also, one of the biggest complaints, or one of the biggest deterrents that I've found for when it comes to guys that are trying to date local girls, is they cannot communicate at all, okay? There's most of the girls that a lot of the guys are coming to date, their English is not that strong, okay? That's just the truth. I'm not stereotyping, I'm just telling you the way it is. And one thing I hear from guys all the time is that, oh, it's really hard to communicate with them. They don't understand this, they don't understand that. Well, do you understand what they're saying? No, probably not. So unless you're going to buy a translation device like a time kettle translator, or the earbuds that I've talked about many, many different times, which are the HTC NE20, guys, okay? If you want really cool earbuds, this is not an info commercial, I'm just telling you, pick up 2 pairs of them, give her a pair, you've got a pair, you guys can translate in real time, plus there's an app on your phone that it works with. I think they're fantastic. Also, here's one cool thing about having some type of like translating buds or something like that. It will help you improve your Thai, because you can practice with yourself. A lot of guys are embarrassed to go out and try to speak Thai because they think they're going to look like a fool, or they don't know how to do it. This allows you to practice your Thai by yourself so you can learn at your own pace. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Not learning basic Thai will kill any chance of you having a real fun, full-blown, immersive experience here in Thailand all the way around. Not just financially, not just day-to-day living, but also with your romance life. Trust me on this one, guys. Learn some Thai. Ironically enough, one of the most common mistakes I see people make here is the easiest one to avoid, and that is not having the proper visa, or at least a basic understanding of the visas that are available to you. Listen, I'm going to explain this as simply as I possibly can. There are basically 4 types of visas that you need to think about if you're thinking about moving to Thailand, okay? First off is the retirement visa. If you are over 50 years old, this one is the easiest one to qualify for. All you have to do is show that you have 800,000 baht in the bank, or you are receiving a monthly income from whatever source it may be of at least 65,000 baht per month. Now, I will say this much. I know a lot of guys that are here on the retirement visa that really honestly can't really qualify for that. And there are some visa companies that can help you with that. However, as I mentioned earlier, not being financially prepared to live in Thailand is the #1 mistake that everybody makes. And it is without a doubt the reason why everybody fails here, or at least 99% of the reason why. If you can't meet those basic financial requirements, you probably shouldn't look at moving here, okay? Now, if you're not over 50 years old, there is the DTV, okay? Which is basically the digital nomad visa, which allows you to come here. You can work remotely. You can do online businesses. You do have to meet some basic financial requirements for that one as well. But from what I've heard, it's a pretty simple process to apply for and to qualify for. You also then have the education visas. And the education visas are pretty cool because they have all kinds of different categories. You can learn Thai cooking. You can learn the Thai language. You can even do Muay Thai training for your education visa. Then you have the elite visas. Now, quite honestly, if you can afford an elite visa, you're not watching some clown like me. So I'm not even going to go over those. There are financial requirements to them that are pretty crazy, and they are quite expensive. Now, the guys that are really, really struggling and failing are the guys that are doing what I'm doing, where they're coming visa exempt, and then they're trying to extend their stays out by doing extensions, border runs, hopping here, hopping there. And what happens is they get themselves stressed out because, quite honestly, it is a hassle going to immigration to get the extension. It's also a hassle when you have to leave after that extension and go to another country, do a border run, and Thailand is cracking down on people that do that. Now, why do I do it? Quite honestly, guys, as I've explained a bunch of different times, because of my permanent residency that I have in another country, I am not qualified, or I cannot qualify to get a retirement visa right now. Hopefully that country changes the policy and I'm able to get a retirement visa in another country. But as for right now, I can't get one. So yes, I am here visa exempt. But what I do is I come for my two months, my 60 days on arrival, and sometimes I extend my visa out, sometimes I don't. I hop out of the country, and usually I'm out of the country for a minimum of a month, usually 2 months. So I'm living all over, exploring different things, and I love doing it that way. For me, it is how I really enjoy living. I love that nomadic lifestyle, and it's not causing me any stress. But I have subscribers reaching out to me all the time right now because Thailand is cracking down on the border runs and stuff, and they're trying to put a stop to people who are playing the system. They want people on long-term visas. Please understand that, okay? Because there's economic benefits to Thailand, et cetera, et cetera. So they definitely want people on long-term visas, okay? For you, quite honestly, it's going to be better if you're over 50, I would definitely get the retirement visa. It is so cheap, it's foolish, okay? It's 1,900 baht, which is right around 55 US dollars. And that's for the whole freaking year, guys, okay? You do not have to pay a visa company to do it. It is quite expensive to have a visa company set you up with one of these visas. But if you have the financial requirement and you can meet all of the other paperwork stuff, Do it yourself, guys. It is so simple and so easy. I know lots of guys that have done the DTV by themselves. I know some people who have gone and got assistance with their visas through visa companies. Now, really quick, I'm going to say this because I know that a lot of people talk about how, oh, you know, the visas are so hard here. They're hard to understand. They're confusing. There's so many hoops you have to jump through, like the 90-day reporting. The 90-day reporting, to be honest with you, is not that bad. You just go to immigration. It takes you about 15 to 30 minutes. You're in, you're out. It's pretty damn simple, okay? And I will say this much again. It's going to cost you, or it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run if you are here on a proper visa. Now, I've made a living talking about how the girls can absolutely destroy your experience here in Thailand, pretty much ruin your life emotionally, financially, everything like that. And I'm not going to do that in this video. I will talk about that in an upcoming one again. But guys, listen, one of the biggest mistakes guys are making when it comes to living here and dating is the fact that they are staying in toxic relationships way too long. Listen, guys, like I said in the intro, you need to understand that here in Thailand, it doesn't matter what you look like. You are the catch, okay? Please understand that, guys. I've met so many men who are just emotionally damaged and wrecked because they get into a relationship with a Thai girl and she starts to turn the tables and she starts taking advantage of them beyond belief. And, she's super jealous. She's upset all of the time. She's demanding this. She's demanding that. She's making the guys feel as though they're not important at all in the least bit. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something. You may think that you can't replace her. And I know this sounds terrible. And I probably, I'm going to regret making this video, but guys, the girls in Thailand are replaceable like that. It's not like back home where you have to fight and, you may never meet another pretty girl. Here, you're going to see and meet beautiful girls all of the time. And believe me, if you have something to offer, and let's be honest, what we're offering them a life that they simply cannot have anyplace else, not living here in Thailand, that's for sure. Guys, you are the catch. I don't want to beat this one to death, but I'm telling you right now, in Thailand, do not be one of these guys that I know that has killed themselves because a woman has, just basically beat them down to nothing here in Thailand. Guys, trust me, here in Thailand, you are the catch. Yes, your girlfriend may be different. You may have yourself convinced that she's different than every other girl here, but I'm telling you, you are the catch. Please don't ever forget that, guys, here in Thailand. I know that there's some guys that meet a girl, they fall in love, and they're having a fantastic relationship. Those aren't the guys that I'm talking about because let's be honest, that situation is far and few between here, okay? I'm just being straight up real 100%. Boys, you're the catch here. Don't forget it. Doesn't matter what you were back home. They can say that you were a loser back home all they want to. You're not a loser, you're here. Promise you that. Remember, you're the catch. This one, quite honestly, I think affects every single person that tries to live here, whether or not they succeed at it or fail. And that is having unreal expectations of what life is going to be like here in Thailand. A lot of people come on like a 2-week vacation, they fall in love with it, and they just think, oh, I could get used to this. I love this, I love the people, love the beaches, love the atmosphere, love this, love that. And all of a sudden they just decide, well, I'm going to pack up and I'm going to move to Thailand because my life is going to be so much better. Some people hear these stories of people coming to Thailand and finding themselves and how it's just so wonderful. They also watch idiots like myself. And yes, I am completely, totally guilty of this, where I do show people, what I think is an amazing life on an incredibly limited budget. So a lot of people have unreal expectations of the affordability of Thailand. Again, which goes back to what I said in the very beginning of the video about not being financially prepared to move here. A lot of people also, when they get here, they realize that this is a completely, totally different country than what you're used to. And be it the government system, whatever, there's complications here. There's frustrations, the whole thing with the visas. Again, a lot of people get so frustrated because immigration is different. You have to check in. You have to do this. You have to do that. Policy changes here, guys, on the frickin' fly, all right? Nothing is more easier to explain about that one than just last month when they had this whole thing about the drinking hours and the fines that they were going to be charging people for drinking outside of the actual designated hours and stuff. And nobody has any idea what they're talking about. You don't know if you can have a beer or not have a beer. It's so confusing. And stuff like this happens all of the time. The visa rules change. The visa exempt rules where you get, a stamp on arrival, they change all of the time. It's a very confusing country to live in. I'm going to tell you straight up, it honestly is. A lot of people will, again, get frustrated because there's not English spoken everywhere. Yes, you'll come to Thailand, and most of the time, if you come to Thailand on a vacation, you're coming to a tourist area. That's what vacations are. And yes, most people in those areas are going to speak English. However, you'll get outside of those areas and now you're all frustrated because you are expecting everyone to be able to speak English and they don't. I mean, I've been places where I've had to do interpretive dance to try and communicate with the locals because my Thai is that bad. People have this romantic idea, that you're going to come here and your life is going to change. And unless you're willing to change and adapt to the country that you're moving to, guys, you're going to suffer really, really hard. And it's going to be such a huge culture shock that so many people give up. And I'm going to tell you something. If you can push through for that first year and you're not someone who is here, again, hoping to fall in love with, a 20-year-old girl, or you're not someone that's coming over here and partying all the time and spending all of your money doing this and doing that, your life here can be absolutely incredible. This country, I think, is just, again, it's positively perfect. For me, it is. It truly, honestly is. And I travel all over the country. I've been every single inch of this country with the exception of one area. I'm not going to talk about it because every time I say that, people are like, oh, well, you're shitting all over it. Nope. Just haven't gone there yet. I will visit it, hopefully during Songkran, but I haven't made it there yet. Anyways, guys, listen, that's it for this video. I love Thailand, and I don't want to see people come here and fail because what happens is when they fail, they blame Thailand. They never look at themselves. They always go, oh, Thailand this, Thailand that, Thailand's a shithole, Thailand. And that's not true. Thailand is absolutely beautiful, but it's also what you make of it, okay? If you are one of these guys that are coming over here, again, and the only reason you're coming over is because there's really beautiful girls here that are willing to be with you, Thailand's not going to be the greatest experience in the world for you, I promise you, because that will get old after a while. And when you don't have anything to look forward to, if you're coming over and you are financially stressed all of the time, it's going to be difficult. Not only that, if you are someone who has to rely on the visa agents to get you your retirement visa, life is going to be very difficult and people will start taking advantage of you. There's no question about that, okay? And again, guys, just all I want is for everyone when they come here to live the best life that they possibly can. And I truly believe if you are prepared and you avoid these mistakes that I talked about in this video, you should have an incredible life here in Thailand. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I hope you got something out of this. Till next time, cheers and have a blessed day. Oh yeah, I am going to go down this road. I know I shouldn't, but here we go. Ladies, before you cancel me or threaten to kill me, keep in mind, I'm not saying that all women make this mistake, just the ones who, matter of fact, you know what? I'm not that stupid. No woman has ever made a mistake in her entire life. However, there are some ladies that come to Thailand and they decide not to learn how to ride a motorbike or a scooter. Now listen, there are girls here who have mastered it. There are some who come and they're either too afraid to get on one or they just don't want to get on one. And I have found that these are the ladies whose Thailand experience has not gone the way that it probably should have for them. And they end up being stuck in situations where they're not seeing certain areas, they're not enjoying it, they're spending way too much money on taxis and cabs and tuk-tuks, etc., etc. Again, please understand that typically finances are going to be the theme of this video. Again, I know that no woman has ever made a mistake in her life, and I apologize for insinuating that, ladies. Please don't cancel me. Don't kill the doc. I honestly, I truly apologize. Just forgive me. Please, please forgive me. That and yeah, if you're coming here, I'd probably learn how to ride a bike because it's going to make your experience in Thailand that much better. I promise you. And it's not as scary as everybody says it is. It's really not. And if you want personal driving lessons, please don't call me. Again, I'm not that stupid. All joking aside, listen, there are tons of reasons why people fail at living in Thailand. And in this video, yes, I touched on what I think are some pretty important ones. But what I'm going to do here in the month of December, guys, is I'm actually going to do an individual video about each one of these. And I'm asking you guys in the comment section, please tell me what you guys think are the #1 reasons why people fail here in Thailand. And what I will do is I will do a full video about them, talking about them, discussing them, and giving you guys my opinion of them. And yeah, just let's make this a really interactive video. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers.